The Thargoids have been defeated in star system HIP 23716, but what exactly does this mean, and where will things go next? Well, as you can see, it means that Thargoid control has been prevented. As for what comes next, recovery begins in 1 day. No one knows exactly what this means though, as it's never happened just yet. What we do know is that this is one step in the effort to repel all of these Thargoid invasions, all of these various different Thargoid states. Looking over here, we can see a Thargoid infestation in 1 week, 1 day. Over here, another one, 1 week, 1 day. A little bit of progress going on there with the purple bar, some humans defending the star system. What else have we got? Another one in 1 week, 1 day. No progress on that one, no little bit of progress on this one, and so on and so forth. In fact, dozens and dozens of star systems are under Thargoid threat. Some of them have been completely abandoned. These grey ones are completely lost. If players were to head there though and destroy enough Thargoid craft, recapturing it will be possible. At any rate, one star system rescued out of many, HIP 23716. Congratulations to the many pilots and player groups that were involved in that activity. No easy undertaking. Over here, we can see the monumental task ahead. Not only are there multiple star systems over on the first to arrive, Thargoid Maelstrom, but there's also many others over here. In total, there's 153 different star systems currently under threat in one form or another. There's also more Maelstroms on the way, which means very quickly there's going to be more than 200 different star systems under threat. Now there are many thousands, tens of thousands in fact, star systems under human control, so a mere 200 under threat really isn't all that many, not too much to worry about. At least according to some people, but really it is at some point going to be a problem as Thargoids are going to continue to spread. So that faces us with a number of problems. First though, let's mention the problem of Thargoid war efforts being reset on a weekly basis. Whilst that is still definitely a thing, the efforts are reset at a weekly basis, so whatever work you achieve as a group or as an individual player towards a particular goal, if you don't hit 100% on these progress bars, then that will be reset back to 0 at the start of the next 7-day window. However, since the last war effort, since the previous week, Frontier do appear at least to have fiddled and changed with the numbers a little bit, just to make it a little bit easier to hit that 100% number. Of course, there's no confirmation from Frontier on that. The only thing we've got to go on is that Frontier said they would take a look at the numbers, and yes, it does appear a little bit at least to be easier this week than it was last week. Either way, if Frontier have changed the numbers, it certainly doesn't undermine or undervalue the amount of effort and work that has gone into this recapture of the star system. Now moving on, we are faced as a player base with the problem of continuing occupancy of the Thargoids within human star systems. This will increase at a rate much faster than players can repel. Of course, we are at the start of the war, so it's meant to be hard, it's meant to be overwhelming. Whether this will change later with a narrative update or as players gain access to superior weapons, we don't yet know. We can speculate, and it seems likely. But for now at least, they are an overwhelming force, and no matter how many star systems players repel them out of, Thargoids will occupy new ones at a greater rate. But perhaps that is as it should be, at least for now. Now there are two additional points I want to make here. Firstly is the player rewards that are gained from getting involved with this conflict. What exactly are those rewards? Well, as far as I can see, they're not too substantial, at least not at the moment. You can see here on the mission board, the players can get something around 30 to 50 million credits for taking on numerous Thargoid interceptors. Of course, depending upon your combat skill, the type of ship you need to do this, it's very likely going to have a high rebuy cost, and that makes the reward here somewhat low, or at least a very high risk versus the reward you're actually getting. But this is nothing new for Elite Dangerous. The rewards for most activities generally are low, and it seems a good number of the player base are happy to get involved with the content just for its own sake and are not overly concerned with the rewards therein. But that said, and personally speaking here, I would like to see the rewards and incentives, they don't need to be financial, but incentives increased for getting involved with this conflict. Another thing I'd like to see improved for a future update, if Frontier are willing to make adaptations, changes, modifications to the UI, would be a slight change to the galactic map. Here, we can click from system to see which star system has the most progress in a Thargoid defense, but it's not really easy to see this. As I said, you have to click on system to system. Here you can see how the progress bar has stepped along during the conflict. So if you want to get involved in a conflict that has the most chance of successfully repelling the Thargoids, you might want to go where more players are involved and where they're actually active. The only way so far to determine this is from this progress bar. It'd be nice to see a different type of system, different type of UI that will allow us to better organize and see where all the players are and what activities are being conducted in the defense. And that really does lead on to another point I'd like to address here. Currently, the defense efforts are organized around the first Thargoid maelstrom, at least for the most part. I'm not really sure why players and player groups are choosing a particular star system to defend, what makes one stand out over the other, aside from agreeing let's all focus our efforts here. And the problem with focusing all the efforts in one location is that all the other Thargoid maelstroms are continuing to expand. Players can't be in all locations simultaneously, unless of course they can. I was talking with a friend about this earlier today, Commander Civilian, and we kind of thought this might be better if players were organized into divisions, with each division centered around a specific maelstrom. The question is, would this be a better approach? Currently defending against a single star system whilst others are going into an increasingly worse state seems as though it may not be a good long-term objective. Whilst focusing divisions meanwhile on multiple maelstroms might be a better objective. Then again, it will depend upon the number of players that would be required to do such a thing. Are there enough players involved in the ongoing onslaught to really make this a successful task? Unfortunately, there's no way of knowing an answer to that without some experimentation. And that's really why I'd like to see some additional tools and some additional interfaces added into the galaxy map here, so players can better organize and get a better overview of the exact state of the war. Ideally, I would like to have put together a mock-up of the type of interface I'm just describing here. Unfortunately, I'm no good at that type of thing, but hopefully you've got a little bit of an idea of the type of thing that I'm describing. So, let's see how things go over the next few days as players refocus their effort on another star system and as we await to see what is required for the recovery phase. If you think the UI interface could do with some improvement here, do let me know in the comments section below. And if so, what type of changes would you like to see? As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.